Hello everybody, it's Big Al again here with some content from Lord of the Rings Rise to War. Today's going to be a little bit refresher video. I'm going to talk about the marching system. I'm going to talk about changing troops inside of your forts. I am also going to talk briefly on marshals. They are pretty good since we have tested them today. But first I'm going to talk about range in the marching system. So I have Merry and Pip already set up inside of my base. I am going to show the map, and yes, we know the pins, but everything's obvious right now. So I'm going to go here to the edge of the range. So if I click here and occupy with Merry and Pip, see, I was close to the line of the border of my range, so that yellow line appeared. Okay, everybody knows you can do that. Now I'm going to click this square that's outside of the range. If I click march, I can go there no problem, because with the new marching system you can march anywhere on the map as long as there is a clear path. So now if I click occupy, see, I have something red there saying beyond influence range. Well, that's not good. If I click try to attack it, it's going to say this operation will only attack the target but cannot occupy. So think about that. It can still go and hit the tile, but it won't occupy it. So this comes in handy when you're trying to help smaller players get bigger tiles like 150s or 200s early game. The big players and the whales can march out of their range and not worry about accidentally taking the tile instead of helping a smaller player get it. A couple things. If I am over here outside my range, I cannot occupy a tile. I cannot reinforce. You have to be in range to do both. I'm going to go back to my map for a second. Let's go all the way up here. Now remember, Merry and Pip is here in my base, but I'm going to go up here. See, I have a fort there and everything. So this tile is in range. I do not have to connect Merry and Pip to that fort to be able to take tiles. I just have to have range. Some people want to spend the extra 10 stamina to move to that fort. They're more than welcome to. Sometimes it's a waste, sometimes not. If you accidentally hit the recall button, I'll go all the way back home if I don't connect to that fort first. If I die, I'm going to go all the way back home instead of to that fort. So that's a little bit about the marching system. Now, let's go talk about changing armies inside of a fort. If you click on this, you have a whole bunch of options. First, I'm going to start with barracks. This is going to show you what troops I have waiting inside of my fort. Okay, now click on it. We're going to go to Army. So this brings you to a screen that is just like the one inside your base. If I had more commanders, I would have them listed down here. And I can actually change commanders as well, the same way as you would in your tab inside your base. Forts and tactical forts are pretty much just mini versions of your base. So to change troops, I would just take and drag that to one of my commanders. And there, all I'd have to do is hit the check mark. Hey, easy enough, right? Same as inside your base. Now, let's talk a little bit about legions. You have to be a leader or confidant to make them. When you click Marshal, I'm going to do it. You can only join one marshal at a time, whether you're making it or joining someone's marshal. Now, when you're making a marshal, there's going to be a preparation timer. Okay, for example, say I was to attack something in 8 hours. I would want to set that preparation timer for 7 hours or something like that. Because if the preparation timer is still ticking and you are not at full occupants, you cannot move until that preparation timer is done. So you want that preparation timer to expire before you plan on attacking. Max occupants is 5 inside of a Martial Legion. Couple cool things about the Legions. See, I can click on it and I can see who's inside of it. I can actually look at their armies as well. So I know I have full stamina 200, okay? But one of the players inside of here doesn't. He only has 67. So what that means is I can attack 3 times with my Legion, but because he doesn't have stamina, I can't attack the 4th. But the cool thing is, going back, you see that little red button in the right corner? I can send just him back to his base. And because the other 4 armies have, well, now they're down to, say, 140 stamina, they can keep moving and stay inside of the Legion. A couple other things about the Legion, which is very important, and I'm actually going to pause the video and go inside of the Gandalf Help Wizard inside the chat. Okay, I'm back after pausing it. So, if you type Legion inside of the Gandalf Help Wizard, it will explain everything to you in steps, kind of like I have. But one thing that is very important that people need to know is number 3 right here. Encountering enemies or defenders triggers battles in order of armies joined, with a 10-second interval between clashes. So say there is 3 armies inside your Legion. Army 1 hits. Now Army 2 has to wait 10 seconds and then he will hit. After Army 2 hits, Army 3 will have to wait 10 seconds and then they will hit as well. So it has its good things and bad things. I wish it was simultaneous, but that's alright. Now, one thing that is very big difference between that and normal rallies you make from your fort. Anyone can make a rally, and that max occupants on a rally depends on how many people are in your fort, or how many times your fort is upgraded. With a rally, you are going to attack something once, and then the rally's over. With the Legion, I can move around and attack as much as I want as long as I have the stamina. So those are a couple things to think about. So we talked about changing troops inside of a fort. We talked a little bit about the marching system, and we also talked about legions. These are some kind of good additions to the game. So, as I always say, make the best out of what you got.